Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So I came across a story about the KKK planning a cross burning this Saturday in southern Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. The name of this particular group of KKK members is the East Coast Knights of the True Invisible Empire. So they plan on having this cross burning. And in the article, that I got this story from, and I'll include a link to that article in the description box. But in that article, they talk about how there's an uptick not only in online hate group activity, but in terms of real world activism. And that's a quote from Southern Poverty Law Center Representative Ryan Lenz. So this is very troubling. You know, many times people think of groups like the KKK as organizations of the past, as organizations that really don't have any influence today. But now we're seeing an emergence of these groups. We saw this shortly after Obama was elected president. You had many of these hate groups, outrage. You had them increasing in their numbers, in their memberships, in their activism. And now under Trump, you have an environment that's ripe for these types of hate groups to thrive in because one of their own, after all, is in the White House. The alt-right has become mainstream nowadays. And groups like the KKK, they endorsed Donald Trump. During the campaign, they endorsed his campaign. And in fact, they endorsed Jeff Sessions as U.S. Attorney General. They were happy to hear that he was appointed. Donald Trump speaking their language, he pandered to these kind of hate mongers, and now they feel that they can come out of the closet and just show and reveal themselves openly, publicly, and anybody that's not concerned about that needs to have their head examined because this is a serious situation. Anytime you have these types of groups that have a history of violence, openly demonstrating and protesting without any kind of shame about it, that's a troubling sign. I mean, we understand the history of the KKK. The KKK is a terrorist organization. And the Trump administration has made it ripe for these types of groups to emerge because, after all, they decided that they will no longer focus on fighting hate groups in this country. Instead, they want to focus solely on these foreign Muslim terrorist groups, while the real threat to our safety and security comes from these hate groups. They are a bigger threat to the American people than these foreign Muslim Middle Eastern terrorists. They have been responsible for more violence than those Middle Eastern terrorists when you look at the overall history, outside of, anomalies like the um, 9/11. It was the KKK that blew up our churches, killing our babies. It was the KKK that lynched black people, shot black people simply for trying to exercise their civic duties and their civil rights. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.